Hey, and welcome to the LazyDev Multiplayer Kit product introduction. I'm going to walk you through all the systems and guiding you on how the system works and how to make the best use of it. Once you open up the engine, you're going to notice that you have this default menu screen. Upon clicking play, you're going to notice you have the default menu screen with a preset button such as Quick Game, a full settings window with a video settings, audio settings, and your generic graphics settings, basically covering everything you would need in your game. Once we go back, we go to the play. You have two options, which is host. By default, you cannot play with less than 2 people. And due to the minigame, it is maxed up to 6. And then once you go further, it will be back to 2. So you have optional looping. Connection type, which is online or LAN. And if we go back, you also have a join button. Currently, I'm just testing it in the engine, so I won't find any servers. In case you have a Steam build or trying to out with your friends, you can see it in here and then you can join the session. So let's just click on play here. We're going to play with 2 people. And here you're going to be greeted with the lobby system. By default, the lobby system gets all the ready status of the players. And I'm going to show you how you can make variations of it. So let's say if the majority is ready or only the host can able to be ready up. You also have a skin system. Once you interact with a skin, you're going to swap with that skin. So as soon as I go to the blue one, I'm going to play with the blue one. If you're testing multiplayer in the engine, so you play with 2 different characters, make notice that when you test with the same windows in the engine, you're going to have the same skins because it reads from the same save file. If you're testing in a Steam build or a package build, then everybody will have their own skin loaded in as soon as you fire up the game. So it's as soon as you select one, it is also saved. Once you go to the ready status, you click the box and a countdown starts. So we're going to wait till the countdown's over and we're going to jump into the gameplay map here. Once the loading screen's done, we are greeted on the starting position here. Once players are joined, it's a starting countdown, gives you some time to adapt and then making sure to ready onto the platform here. So once it's all the way down to 0, you can now see time remaining, and this is basically where you're going to fight for your hill position, which is the minigame. As soon as you're in the middle, it adds a count, and the person that is standing the longest on the center is basically the king of the hill and has won the minigame. So how can we actually change things? For the menu, it's pretty simple. If you want to use your own custom menu, all you have to do is make sure to enable world settings and then set the game mode to menu. And if you have your own camera, all you have to do is make sure to attach a tag to the camera, which is default. If you have the default tag, the system will pick up on the camera, will possess it, and the menu will be called by default using the player controller. To change any settings, you can go to widgets, menu. Here are all the default widgets that you would use in the menu. So that's if we go to host menu, we're going to dock it in here. You can see the selected options are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want more players in your game, make sure to add them here, which are added to the optional looping. And that's basically all you need to know for the menu. So let's jump into the lobby system here, which is on maps, lobby, and you can see it all here. If you want to add new skins, you can basically add copies of these stations and then make sure to add your character class, which is a child item of the main class. So any child class of the base character, you can use as a skin to be equipped with different hats, skeletal meshes, or whatever you would like. For the ready system, if you want to have your own ready up system, meaning you want the majority to be ready and not the full players. To change any of this, you can go to GS Lobby, which you can find in LazyDev Multiplayer Kit, Blueprints, Core, and Lobby. Open up Game State. In here, you have just your generic countdown. We go to check ready stats. So to change the initial countdown before the game starts, you can change this number of the set notify and not directly on the start countdown because you can see it's being set every single time when ready is checked. By default, it says amount of ready is more than number of player states. In case you want to have half of the players to be ready, you can have options such as, if we copy this over, you can basically do a divide by 2. So you can have control of how many players need to be ready before the game can actually start. So in this case, I'm getting the total number of player states, meaning all the players that are in the game, divided by 2. So let's say we have 4 people in the game, at least 2 people need to be ready. And then we can just add it to the set notify game is starting, and then the initial countdown will start. This is basically everything you would need to know for the lobby. It's pretty simple. So, and it's easy to extend and build your own world around this. So let's go into the main gameplay map, which is the King of the Hill minigame. You can see here, it's pretty simple. It's all handled by the predetermined systems, which is mostly the game mode and the game state, where all the rules are determined for the game. To have spawn points, you have these player starts. Wherever you place them, that's where the characters will spawn. And you have a blueprint called BP Hill Zone. This is basically the main core component in the system. This is basically what actually keeps track of who is in the zone, and it then adds the count to the player state, which is handling the total amount. To change any of the gameplay rules, same as we did in the lobby, we can go to GS menu, which is in Blueprint Core Gameplay. Open it up. You can have round handling. So you have game start time, which is the initial countdown you saw, which is 15 seconds. Lower or increase it to any value you would like. You have round time. This is basically the duration of the game. Once this is over, a winner will be determined, which is the player with the highest score, or like the highest count on the hill trigger. So change accordingly to what you see fits the game. Any other stuff such as the hill timer, this is all predetermined. And let's say you want to change how far your character is being launched as soon as you hit someone, which is basically if you hit a slap, the player gets knocked back. To handle this, we go to Lazy Dev Multiplayer, Blueprints, Core, Components, and then AC Interaction. This is basically the main slap component. To handle how far the knockback is called, which is basically an interface call, which is push player, and we send a launch vector. Basically change both of these floats, which is now 500 by default. So I tested this as a pretty normal launch that the character will need. If you want a higher launch or you want to shoot them back further, you can change these value and then you can test it to see how it looks. It's a pretty simple system, so there's not much to change or that you need to do. So if you want to change how far the knockback is handled, make sure to change these values accordingly to what you think looks better to you. And once the game's over, it is automatically transferring you back to the lobby, which is not seamless travel because this is not included in the default game engine. When using a subsystem like Steam, you can then enable seamless travel to basically make sure everybody safely travels to the lobby, and you can restart the gameplay map. This is basically all the core components that come with the system. A more in-depth review and more integration, such as the previous Steam video I made. I also want to work with some plugins and how to make specific plugin subsystems work with your engine or this pack. And if you have any questions, let me know and I'll make sure to cover the next video. See ya.